I'm hoping for a different postpartum journey this time. So here's everything that I plan on doing differently. Hello, welcome. I am a mum to a 5-year-old, and yeah, I'm about to have my second baby, which I'm super excited about. And naturally, as humans or parents, I say, we reflect and think about what we're going to do differently the next time. So I made a list on my phone, and yeah, I'm going to talk through what I'm going to do different. I think a bit of context is worth mentioning that I was pregnant during COVID. So I got pregnant September 2020. I gave birth May 2021. So I feel like it was a very obviously different and I want to say weird time. Very different compared to now. So I think that also affected my postpartum experience. But the first thing is I'm going to be traveling to meet my mum and my friends. First things first, obviously travel was a bit restricted. You could only, by the time I gave birth, things had opened back up a bit more, but things were still a bit restricted, and I also couldn't drive. And this is the second thing that I would say that really affected my postpartum experience. I mean, did it not? I was already, I guess I was limited by where I could go and what I could do, but I would say I'm not really that sort of person who likes to be out and about and constantly socializing. I actually quite like my own space, but I would say the living situation and the context in which I was existing in did make it much harder for me. So yeah, this time obviously a lot of my friends don't have children, or they work during the week or whatever. So when you're on maternity leave, I feel like it's quite a unique time, because obviously you either have to meet up with your friends who have babies or on mat leave, or have reduced hours unless everyone else is working. But yeah, my plan is to get out a bit more, not a lot, because as I said, it's just not the sort of person that I am. I like to stay at home, be cozy, so just getting that balance right. Second thing I put is resting more. So I guess that comes hand in hand with choosing how much to go out and how much to rest. In my first pregnancy, I was an energizer bunny. This pregnancy has definitely humbled me. I've not been able to exercise as much. I've not been loving exercise. And yeah, I'm just more tired in general. So yeah, because I had so much energy in my pregnancy, except for the last 2 weeks, I basically gave birth at 41 weeks. I don't know, when I finally gave birth, I was out and about. I remember baking a cake literally 1 or 2 days after I gave birth. That cake probably was awful. I also went for a walk. I don't know why I did that, because it literally felt like my uterus was going to fall away. It just felt like my belly was separate from my body. So yeah, I am going to be resting more, not getting out of bed, just relaxing, not feeling the need to do too much, because I don't know, I guess it was my first time doing it and I just didn't know. And then when I got up and started doing loads, I started bleeding more. So yeah, rest, prioritizing as much rest as I can get. The next one is prioritizing my mental health, and I guess all these things sort of tie together. I feel like mental, physical health, they're obviously very closely linked. So prioritizing my mental health postpartum looks like not doing anything that I don't want to do. So saying no. Obviously, when you have a newborn, you're usually in the depths of sleep deprivation. So yeah, I'm not doing anything that compromises me. I'm going to put me first and the baby first. And I don't know what prioritizing my mental health looks like, but I just know that it involves me saying no to things that I don't want to do, no to people visiting, no to going out somewhere if I don't want to go out, no to getting out of bed, just no, and not feeling guilty about it. Obviously eating well, I do plan on breastfeeding, so just establishing things and not overextending myself. Next thing I've put on my list is getting my 5-year-old to be more independent. So obviously she goes to school, and I feel like this is going to be the tricky bit to manage, being freshly postpartum but also having to do the school runs, and hopefully we can have a bit of help with that in the beginning. But she knows how to get dressed, put her clothes on, her school shoes on, blah 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 blah. But I feel like in the mornings sometimes we're rushing and I just can't be bothered to wait for her to do it, so I just do it myself, but I feel like it will be handy if she does it and follows my instructions, because obviously then I'm gonna have to like balance the baby and just have the two, that like that dynamic, obviously not get her to school late. So I want her to be more independent, like follow my instructions, tidy up after herself. She does do that sometimes, but automatically with not a lot of prompting. So that's something we're going to work on in the next couple of weeks. The next thing is not buying as much unnecessary things. So the next video is going to be everything that I bought so far, but I really haven't. And I just think, one, because we're living in a very different space, which we don't have a lot of space, and I just feel like last time I wasted so much money on buying things that I absolutely did not need. Outfits, clothes, like just loads of, I actually didn't really have that many gadgets, but just things that I didn't need that I feel like I could do without. So I've not bought anything that I deem is unnecessary. I made a strict list on my phone. I've got like an Amazon sort of shopping basket and I tick off things as I go. So yeah, I just feel like it's a waste of money. The thing I'm sort of deliberating about is getting a bouncer. So if you bought that before your baby was born, which one did you go for? I've seen like really good reviews on the Baby Beyond. We had this one from Fisher Price, which, no, actually we had two bouncers. We had like a, I can't remember what the brand is. It's quite a well-known brand, but basically it wasn't one that rocked itself, whereas obviously the Baby Beyond, they can, as they get bigger, they can rock themselves in it. But the other one that we had basically, I'm going to try and find a picture, like Rose basically was really strong, or either the design's not good or she's really strong. She would literally be rocking and we were thinking that she's going to fall out of there. So I'm like, should I wait? Because some people say like some items you should just wait until the baby's here and then decide. So yeah, there's just stuff like that. That's the only thing that I'm sort of undecided as to whether I'm going to get or not. And I have bought some newer things that I didn't purchase last time, but as I said, I will show that in the next video. I'm just really trying to find, oh, it was this one. Can't remember what the brand is. Oh, I just saw a picture. So we basically had this one from Fisher Price, and this was really good because it had a vibration mode, and whenever she needed a poo, sorry, this is TMI, I would put her in there and that would really help with like bowel movements. And she enjoyed being in there because it had like a little toy thing that you could like spin. Whereas the one that we bought, which was aesthetic, that's the reason why I bought it. Obviously, new mum making silly mistakes. I still haven't found it yet. It had no toys attached to the front. It couldn't do anything. Basically, you just sat in it and you, like as a parent, you had to like rock them yourself as well. Sorry, I will find it, I promise. It's from Maxi Cozy. So this was it. She's not strapped in there, but obviously we had her strapped in. But I just found this to be rubbish because yeah, it just, by the time she grew out of it really quickly, and it was like £90, so definitely not going to buy that. Might go for the Baby Beyond, but it is quite pricey, so we'll see. Moving on to the next one, I won't be pumping because I don't know, like I'm saying that now, but I don't intend on pumping. I don't really know why I built up a massive freezer stash either. Like I feel like it's one of those things that you see online, like build up your freezer stash. You see mums like showing how much milk they have, and I guess that is relevant if you're going back to work and you're taking your, I am going back to work, but like if you're leaving your baby in the care of other people and you want to like exclusively use breast milk, which I do plan on doing, but I just think I don't need to do that. Like I'll pump as necessary when I need it. Obviously in the early days, this happened to me last time. I had quite a good milk supply, so I had loads of letdown. So I do plan on catching my letdown and then freezing that. But I don't plan on building up like a massive freezer stash and doing all that because I just don't really think it was necessary. So I won't be doing that. There's two more things left on the list. So I will be taking more photos, like having some professional photos done. Last time we didn't because it was COVID, 1 and 2 we couldn't afford it. This time I think we're going to do maternity and then newborn because it's just so precious to like have those photos and videos and be able to look back on them. We had some for Rose's birthday and we like her first birthday and we loved them, and it's just so nice to see like them. So I'm gonna do that. And the last thing is I'm going to be refreshing on hypnobirthing, home birthing. I did the hypnobirthing course, I feel like the Positive Birth Company one. This time I do want to have a home birth, or if that's not like I can't do that because of the lack of midwives, because that sometimes does happen, then I want to stay at home for as long as possible before I go into the hospital, because I just feel like last time, like I was exhausted, but I was doing well at home in terms of like bouncing on the ball, moving around. But then the time I got to the hospital, I just lost it. I was so exhausted. Bearing in mind, I went into like early labour, not like established labour, at like midnight on Sunday, and I didn't give birth till 4:30 in the morning on Tuesday. So I didn't end up going into the hospital until basically like 6 o'clock on the Monday. So I was in the hospital for maybe 12 hours. And I just think I just wasn't able to focus and concentrate as much as I was at home. So I either want a home birth, and I don't want to give birth in the water because I don't know, I feel like people say it's amazing. I just didn't enjoy the experience of being in the water, because I don't know if it's because I was so tired by the time I got in. And my friend was like, get in near to the end. If you get in before, then it just feels like really long. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna refresh myself and my husband on just like birth support, how to just get in the zone and just stay calm, like just like the physiology of labor. I know a lot of things, but I just want to make sure like I refresh my knowledge on that. So yeah, that is it for this video. Things I will be doing different postpartum. Obviously when it comes down to it, things can happen that we don't expect, and I hope to document like after birth as well. But yeah, that's it for this video. Next video will be what I've purchased so far, so stay tuned for that. Bye.